Hello and welcome to today's video. One day in the life of Glenn, and without any further ado, let's see what he gets up to. So Glenn is an early riser. He wakes up at 5 a.m. every day when the rooster crows right outside of his window, and some people might hate the idea, but Glenn loves it and he loves his rooster, so for him it's the most natural way to wake up. Glenn has had a really good night's rest, so he gets up quickly and changes to his morning robe and goes outside and serenades the morning and the birds. I actually didn't know that in The Sims, when you sing outside, the birds come to you like that, and I thought that it was really cool, even though, he's much older and hairier than Snow White, but it reminds me of Snow White and I love it. So when Glenn is done serenading the morning, he goes for a morning walk. None of Glenn's flatmates are awake yet, so for him it's the perfect time of the day to just enjoy the peaceful silence and the stillness of the morning and see how the day starts and the sun rises and things just come alive. He goes for the same morning walk every day, and it's a beautiful way towards the waterfalls, and on his way there he sees many butterflies, birds, and many beautiful flowers that he might add to his garden later. One of the reasons why Glenn goes for his morning walks every day is so that he can see his bunny friend, and the bunny lives right next to the swimming spot where Glenn goes for a morning swim too, so he always makes sure to greet the bunny. After greeting the bunny, Glenn goes in to the water and swims towards the waterfall, and I just find this waterfall so beautiful. I think the Sims game creators did a really good job with this world, but anyways, when Glenn gets to the bottom of the waterfall, he loves to just float around there for a while and think about happy things that he could do during the day, and if he has any troubles or worries, he tries to leave them there. After floating there for a while and hopefully not getting too much water in his ears, Glenn heads back towards the shore, and he likes to sit outside on the grass for a while and dry himself up before he changes back to his morning robe. And then before he heads back home, he makes sure to give his bunny friend last little cuddles. When he gets home, he has a shower and he changes to his normal clothes and heads towards the kitchen. Since Glenn is the first one to get up, he makes sure that he makes breakfast every morning for everyone, and today he's craving pancakes, so pancakes it is. And this is the time when the other Sims join him, and here's Christina, who pretends that she didn't see Glenn drop a pancake on the floor. I think she knows that Glenn would never serve her a floor pancake, so maybe she just thinks Glenn wants to mm, harden or better his immune system and eat the stuff from the floor. I don't know. But anyways, after the pancakes are done, Glenn, Christina and Penny have breakfast together and they chat about life and what they're gonna do today and things like that. After the breakfast, Glenn joins Christina in her workshop and has a nap. This is a bit of a tradition for him. He loves to nap on Christina's couch right after breakfast to let the food settle, and the sound of Christina working really calms him, so that's his napping spot. Today Christina is working on something really special. Glenn has been admiring the crystal gnomes that Christina has been making, and today she decided that she wants to make one for Glenn too, so that he has his own little gnome friend that he can put out in his garden. After Glenn has been pleasantly surprised, Christina and Glenn have tea and cake outside. This is another one of the traditions that they do every day. Usually Glenn naps for an hour and Christina works for an hour, and then they have coffee and cake. Well, today it's tea and cake. And after they finish their tea and cake moment, Glenn changes into his gardening gear and he goes to his garden. For the first hour, Glenn just does some research on the garden and how's it going and are there any changes from the previous day. He also loves to photograph some of the plants. Another one of Glenn's traditions is that after he has worked on his garden for a little while, he likes to cycle to the town. Usually his bike ride to the town goes fairly smoothly, but today he ran into some unexpected trouble. The wooden bridge was a little bit more slippery than he thought. It was really hard to pedal the bike on it. It was in fact so hard that the game glitched and Glenn almost fell to the ditch, but he managed to get himself up and the journey continued. And as Glenn reached the town, he was still a little bit too rattled about the ditch incident and he almost ran over the mayor. Here he is, greeting one of his friends, but today for some reason the merchant lady seems a little bit sad, so she closes down her shop for a while and gets out, and Glenn comforts her and makes her feel a little bit better. After the chat, Glenn buys some blueberries and raspberries and a bottle of milk from her. Then he continues his hazardous cycling towards his favorite snack spot, which is located right next to the river. That's where he has his milk and the berries. And after the snacks, he heads back towards home. When he gets back, he continues gardening and he takes some samples and fertilizes the plants and just enjoys fluffing around his little garden. When he's done with his daily gardening chores. He loves to sit in silence for a while and look at the turtle. And when the day starts to turn into night, Glenn changes to his normal clothes and heads towards his and Guy's, the werewolves' favorite hangout spot. This is where they usually fix stuff and light the fire and just talk about life. And today Glenn is fixing his TV. After he's fixed the TV, he grills some sausages and then enjoys Guy's guitar playing and Penny's company. After Penny leaves, Guy and Glenn stay around the fire and they hang out for a bit before they head to the sauna. They're both pretty sweaty and dirty from fixing things outside in the yard, so they need a good long sauna to get all the dirt and the grime off of them. And after the sauna, they head towards the library where they have their traditional nightly chess competition. And today it looks like that Guy is willing to cheat, but Glenn didn't see it, so game continues. They play another few games of chess before it's time to go to sleep. Glenn puts out the fire and heads towards his own room. Before bed, Glenn loves to read for a while and listen to some relaxing jazz. And when he gets a little bit tired, he heads to bed and falls asleep after an active day. And that was one day in Glenn's life. Thank you for watching and bye bye.